Yay.
Yay, indeed. And a very good evening, everybody, and welcome to a Lyceum night coming to you from Paul Christian Spiritualist Church down on the south coast of the UK. Our Lyceum nights regularly on a Saturday evening, and where we invite guests in, and now through the wonders of this virtual time, we can have guests from all the four corners of the world talking about things appertaining to spiritualism. Great delight to welcome a lady who I've seen around, and a couple of people have mentioned, always in a very positive way. Talking to us tonight from the Netherlands. So Monic Bakker, welcome to our Lyceum night. And we look forward to your topic tonight, which is music in mediumship, something we have not touched upon yet. So Monic, good evening.
Yes, good evening, Larry, and thank you for the invite. I really looked forward to it. And I love what you do for spiritualism and with your church. So thank you very much.
Pleasure. Thank you. Right, now the love fest is over. Let's get down to business.
Bring it on.
Monic, my darling, something that is always very popular with people. If you could just give a little sort of like a tinned history of how you became involved in your work as a spiritualist medium and indeed teacher and tutor. So where did it start?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Where did it start? Where did it go wrong? Well, let's start at home. I've been brought up with an African stepfather, and who was always into music and dancing. And my brother was a DJ also. So music was a big part in my home. And the dancing stand, when there was a reason for celebration, or when there was no reason for celebration, we celebrated life, and we celebrated life with dancing and music and having a good time. So that's my strongest memories with music, and the love for music, and the memories who are connected to music. And my family is mediumistic. My great grandmother, I know the stories of her being a healer. My grandfather being very involved in dowsing and working for other people to find water in like Sierra Leone in Africa and things like that, with his dowsing, and all in natural energies he was always involved with. And my mother being a healer, and having her medium friends around, which I always was really curious about. So like, what's going on here? And and I was really curious about everything, like UFOs and what was mediumistic or mystic or whatever. I was so interested in. So I was always searching for answers. But I was not brought up in a spiritualist way, because we were Roman Catholic from our family, and it was forbidden to go that way. But my grandfather worked for the Catholic Church with his dowsing. So how crazy is that it was not allowed? It was seen as being the work of the devil. But the church knew about his gifts, and they asked him to work for him. So it had to be like undercover, that nobody knows. That's the stories that went on in the family. So that was really, really a double standard, I believe they call it. So that's my upbringing. And years later, I went to Belgium for a spiritualist week. And I was in a little church. We were looking for ley lines, the ley lines. And I had this urge to sing, and I never sang before. And I just had a lot going on at that moment. And I had this urge to sing, and I started with one tone. And another tone came, and it formed into a melody. And I was singing my life. I was just singing. It was really like the expression of my soul, what was expressed there in that church. And people were listening to that. And after that, they asked, "Oh my God, what is this?" It sounded like the angels were singing, and I was really like, I don't know what was going on, but I had to let it out, you know. So, and later on, I started training in the Netherlands with the mediumistic arts, I would call it. And with this school, I went to the Art of Findlay College, and there I was allowed to sing at the sanctuary. And people got back to me after the singing, like they got insights and they felt their chakras shaking and all those and saw colors and vortexes. And I didn't know what was going on, so I just heard it back, and I thought, okay, that's your experience. I cannot judge them, but I found it really interesting. So I started to go more and more into sound, into music, and the effect of music on people and sound. And I got a block in the Art of Findlay College, which I could experiment with people and singing. So that was for me really like a learning point, like, okay, what can we do with sound and intention, and especially within the healing, which is my biggest interest, because in my opinion, all mediumship must be about healing. And yeah, that must be on the forefront. So
Indeed.
You know, and yeah, what I wanted to add is like we think we are so modern in modern spiritualism, and of course there it started in the Western world. But when you think about it, the ancient tribes, way back in time, for them it was natural, it was normal that they gathered together, and they came together to celebrate this life and to dance and to sing and to connect with the spirit realms as well. For them that was natural, and they used singing with this, so, and music and the drums and the flutes and everything what went on in that time. So we think we're so modern, but I don't know if it is the evolution, or maybe they were much further ahead in their connection with spirit, because it was so pure. And I think we can learn a lot from them and go back to that naturalness and the essence of the whole mediumship. And we can use music in that part, I believe.
Andrea, I agree wholly. I think sometimes the cost of our advancement is the complication of various issues. And when you go back to the tribal essence, no matter which corner of the world you're from, music and sound played a big part. And modern day parlance, I am not a musical medium. In fact, people have paid me not to sing, so that's absolutely wonderful.
Good thing. Keep it that way.
Yeah, so I won't do it. But I do love music, and especially when I'm getting ready to work with spirit on a deeper connection, either through personal meditation or public performance. And I will go through various tracks, and then I will find the one that hits the spot, as I call it, because that will be the one that will just open these doors within me, and just I grow, I expand with it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
We have a lady who attends Paul Church, the lovely Pamela, and I hope this is a greeting in your native tongue. If she's being rude, please tell me, and I'll tell her off tomorrow.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, good. I'll let you off then, Pam. And a very quick, warm welcome to everybody watching. Thank you all for being with us tonight. There's a wonderful array of guests on here. I think I'm having a little bit of issue with my own personal page in not seeing comments come up on the screen. So if you are on my own personal page and you're asking questions and then thinking, why is it ignoring me? It's because the comments from my page don't seem to be appearing. So you can jump over to the church page or our YouTube channel. But the people who are on and saying, listen, I don't know what's being said here. I'm taking my life in my hands. So whatever Pam has just said to you, Monic, please take that in the spirit of fraternity. So So yes, a warm welcome to everybody, and wonderful to see such an array of guests joining us tonight. Music and tonal rhythms and chanting, and you mentioned drumming as well. Obviously, with the shamanic side, drumming is a very integral part of
And the singing, yeah.
And
singing.
Yes, I once went to an event where we had a sound bath followed by drumming, and it was my first incursion into both of those areas. The sound bath I absolutely adored. I think it was probably an error to go into the drumming straight away, because I just found it was just like being assaulted, quite frankly.
Yeah. It can be very an impact. It has an impact on the body as well.
But since then, and with our Saturday night talks, we've had quite a few shamanic practitioners on, and I have experienced drumming on its own, in its own right. And actually, I just thought, yeah, I get that, because I'm going with this. This is fascinating.
It is fascinating. It's very powerful. If it's then again, it's depending on the people, the intention of the people, and it brings people together, and it brings with the right director, the right guidance, it can bring you totally in a trance state, and that's what music does as well. It can bring people, it does bring people in an altered state. That's the beauty of music within the mediumship. And when you see back in the days, and still in this day, but not so much, there was a lot with the physical seances. And they all sang, they were singing together very loud, very like hymns, and whatever song came up, they sang all together, which created the energy. And spirit makes use of the vibration of the energy to build up all the whole room. They build it up and use the people, the vibration of the people, the where they are made of. But also the energy of the sound which they create, and that's so interesting. And I've been to several physical seances, and it's so powerful when you feel the change that music brings. When the different kinds of music, it changes the whole energy, and you can. What I want to say is you can use music absolutely in this, and if you know what song to play at, and the upliftment and the energy within that song, it helps the spirit world so much. But also with platform work, with mental mediumship, not only with and what you talked about when you choose a song, and before you're doing your platform work, or even one-on-one before you work, and you can pump yourself up, with music. You don't need music, but it helps a lot, and it's much easier. It's much easier. It's there for us to work with, and I love it when I'm working. Before I'm working, I choose a song which really makes me feel so good, and which really makes me go in my own rhythm, in my own flow, and which really makes me happy. And this happy vibe, this joy vibe, spirit loves it. So it's much easier for them to work with us when we are in that happy, joyful place. So there's no disturbances from whatever in it. And but again, when we play music in our churches or in our centers, when we sing these hymns or the popular songs, it creates this harmony. And that's what music also does. It creates the harmony between the members of the congregation. And the right song played at the right time and place, it sets the mood for the congregation. It prepares the working mediums and for this service. And it's the spirit world, they are very interested in the songs we play, which sometimes, or a lot of the times I must say, are coming back in the communication. I've seen it time and time when there's a song played before service or within the service, it comes back within the communication. And what I love is that music within the mediumistic art, sometimes a medium can get a song in their head, or from maybe the medium sees an artist, you know, or get a line of a song. And when it just say that line or the song or the feeling of the song or the intention of the song, it can be absolutely evidence. And if I can give an example, I was on a Zoom. It was a service on a Zoom, and I was working, and I got the song "Hit the Road, Jack," like "Hit the road, Jack, don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more." That song, you know. That was the only thing I got. So I asked, I didn't ask because we're not allowed to ask, of course, but I said to the congregation, like, okay, I have this song in my mind, and I got the name Jack who stands in the forefront, and I'm having this feeling, okay, hit the road. It's a bit cruel, but I have a feeling that this person was driving along. He was driving too hard and got an accident with his car, and didn't survive this car accident, and the family member and the name Jack, still the name Jack, nobody could understand it. So that's always a good start of communication. That brings the joy in life, of course. Yeah. So, but I know I was right. I got it from Spirit, and Spirit is always right. It was me who had to work it. So, and it was interesting because I know, okay, I continued with giving more evidence. Nobody could take it. So I thought, okay, what am I doing wrong? I was thinking, what's wrong here? And at that moment, a new member came via the Zoom, came in the Zoom room. So I asked this lady, okay, I have this song, Hit the Road, Jack, the name Jack, family member, car crash. And she said, oh yeah, that's my uncle. His name was Jack. He got himself killed in a car crash. So because he was driving too hard. So I thought, okay, thank you, Spirit, for this confirmation. I only have to trust Spirit. And you know, it's one song, just one song, and which contains the whole story of the person at the end of his life. And for me, that was, oh my gosh. And I know many more examples, and I've been teaching this online as well, the music and mediumship part, and not at this point, but people are asking me to give workshops again, so I'm really thinking about it, because it's such a beautiful way, because the only thing, Spirit works with what we have in our matrix. That's for them the easiest and quickest part to use. So if we know a lot of songs, if we listen to any kinds of songs, even the styles we do not like, maybe classic or hard rock or whatever, but if we are just have this this in our matrix, in our mindset, all these different styles and all these different songs, Spirit only have to give us one song, you know, and we can use that. And it's just fun. It's just fun to work with music in mediumship, because it's a totally different way of giving evidence. And I'm not the only one who works with this. And it's nothing like, okay, just give me a song and every time. But sometimes you just get a song spontaneously, and it's for a reason. So for all the people who are working within this within mediumship, just try it out, and it's all about opening yourself to music and to Spirit, and trust that whenever you get a song, just work with it. Have the courage to work with it, and just put it out and see what happens.
Brilliant advice. There is another aspect of this, and I'm not trying to make you panicky, but you do have a room full of mediums joining in tonight, so I'm sure
welcome everybody.
Absolutely wonderful. There is I love the subtleties of Spirit and linking with that music side of it. How often does a piece of music for a service reflect what has been given in the address?
Yes.
And sometimes it can be so subtle, sometimes like a sledgehammer, but sometimes it can just be so subtle. And it is a stat. When we were forced onto Zoom, this became very apparent, because I would create a playlist for our services, put it on YouTube. Friends of mine would then control bringing the music in. So there could be no duplicity. This was out there in the public realm a week before the service. And the address would finish, and it just became a standing joke that, oh, well, it's no surprise then that this piece of music goes with that address. How
But that says something. That says something about the intelligence of spirit, doesn't it? They know. They already know who is there, who is what's the essence of the address, or what's the essence of the whole service, because it's all one. It all comes together. And that's the beauty of it. And we can be much more aware of how intelligent the spirit. They are much more intelligent than we are. That's for sure.
Not hard at this end of the line. I
can believe that. Not going into that, you Larry.
A few comments coming in here. Lovely Julie Caswell. She's just saying, we use music in our home circle. We find it really helps lift the energy.
Yeah.
Bill Shaw, music is so important in church service, whether Zoom or live. Lovely Jen Stevenson. I was attracted to church as a child because of the music. It really touches the emotions, which is especially good in spiritual groups.
Yeah.
Wonderful Joan here from Philadelphia. My husband and I serve churches as director and soloist. Music is a very important part of the service. We choose our music specifically for each service. Now, Joan, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you choose it, or does your inspirational mediumship choose it?
Good question.
She sat there in a hot tub in Philadelphia in the States with a glass of Merlot, and she's probably sat there pondering that now.
Yeah, but music touches the heart. It touches the emotion, and emotion is the language of the soul, as a beautiful tutor of mine says, and emotions is the language of spirit as well. So that's the beauty, and there it all comes together. It all comes together. Music touches us. It makes us that our heart goes open, that we're going into this memory lane sometimes. Like music can bring back the memories. And when a song is played on a funeral, for instance, this song will always be connected to the person, or to the occasion, but also with a wedding or whatever. So songs contains memories, and that's the beauty of it. And like people with dementia, for instance, and maybe you think it has nothing to do with mediumship, but for me, all life is mediumship. So everything in life is connected to everything. And people with dementia, if you play music, lots of them get their memories back just by playing some songs. And there's a beautiful documentary, Alive Inside, from Oliver Sacks, SACKS, and you see parts of it, but also people with Parkinson, that when music is played, and I've had this experience myself, that I've sang for people with Parkinson, and in the beginning they were shaking, and when I kept singing, the shaking started like easy, and at the end the whole body was silent. And that's what music does. It's not me who did it, but it's the music who did it. And music can be so powerful, and we don't even understand here in the Western world what the power of music can be, in a positive way, in a healing way, in a connective way. We're bringing people together again, because I believe we need that in this world, that people get in line with God, get in line with each other, and get in line with themselves. And music can help with this. Music absolutely has a strong power in this.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Even just the words used to describe mediumship, as in harmony. I mean, harmony is such a powerful word when we apply it not only to the harmony of the music, but the harmony of the group, the harmony of the soul, the harmony of our collective consciousness. And my goodness, is there a big call for that?
Yeah, and being in tune, that's what it is. Being in tune and fine tune ourselves. And as I see it, we are the instruments of spirit. We are the instruments who are part of this orchestra of life, and where God is the conductor. And as instruments, we only can do our best to fine tune ourselves, to get in tune with this God force, which we are already from nature, but being much more conscious of it and much more aware of that we are just a little part, but everybody is so much of an important part, And yeah, let spirit fine tune us as well. So, and we can use music for that as well. But I see myself as a violin, and when I'm out of tune, I'm not a nice person, When I'm in tune, that's my responsibility to get myself in tune. In the morning, I can before coffee. Yeah, that's not a good part. But after coffee, I'm much more in tune, But no, I'm just joking. But it's up to us to fine tune ourselves to grow up in a way, grow up and yeah, understand what life is about and learn to thrive and learn to get that joy part back, which we had as a child. Just remember who we really are. That's one thing. And again, music can help with that because music touches that heart part within us. And literally, when a song is played, did you know that the whole brain is on? That every part of the brain is it's. There are lots of experiments with music in this, and the whole brain is working, and that's interesting in many ways, I believe. But that's within spiritualism, within the mediumship. For me, it's yeah, the healing part, which I said before. For me, it's all about healing. And if we understand more about this healing part and what music does for people, for ourselves, and for people, and not only with a physical seance or not only on platform work, but that if we choose more consciously the right song with the right lines and the right artist, and if we let ourselves be guided by spirit to choose and experiment it, you can have so many experiments with music and mediumship. There are many fun experiments, and spirit is always right. When you do like let somebody in the audience choose a number and you play that song and you give, or somebody else gives a communication, it's spot on because spirit knows. And if we want to take over, we are failing, we are wrong. And but if we let go and let God, they sometimes say, let go and let God, and spirit knows. And I'm always amazed how spot on they are. And that's for me, it's absolutely fascinating.
It is. And each field, I mean, warrants a lifetime of investigation and
Oh, yeah.
understanding. Lovely
Yeah.
Jen Stevenson here. She's saying she used to run a group for those with dementia, and the music would light up their eyes and give them such joy because that
Alive
memory.
inside. Yeah, alive inside. You have to see it if you don't have it yet. Alive inside. And that's literally, they become alive again. And yeah, we can do so many beautiful things with this for the people. Yeah. Beautiful.
Wonderful. Eva here from Sweden. She's just saying, me and my hubby had a special song, and it always pops up in my head when he comes around me. Yeah, it's making that link suddenly.
Yeah.
Why am I
Oh my
singing
gosh.
that song?
Yeah. Yeah. And when I hear that, I feel the emotion, and that's so beautiful because that's how it works. And that's the love, isn't it? It's love at work. Love at
Oh,
work.
yeah. If
Yeah.
we look at the metaphysical side of spiritualism, where we're dealing more with energy, well, music is a vibration, so therefore music is an expression, a physical manifestation of that energy.
Yeah.
When you look at it in that light, it just makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
The lovely Joan here. And she's saying, as a deaf opera singer, yes, our brain and memories allow me to continue to make music with spirit's help. I mean, how awesome is that? That wonderful, beautiful voice comes without one of the senses that we just take for granted, sadly.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful.
So I do actually, I love the way, and we were talking before we went live tonight about the healing aspects of music and our link, our work with the spirit world, spirit realms, whatever our terminology. And I know you're a very big exponent of that. You were saying that you go and sing in certain places for certain groups of people afflicted by whatever condition, correct?
Yeah, I've sang a lot in hospices and people who are at the last phase at home, and but also with people who are disabled, mentally. I don't know how you call it in English. Mentally disabled. I'm not sure how it's called.
It's a bit of a minefield in the UK.
Yeah.
To me, mentally disabled is a perfectly acceptable term, but I'm sure somebody will tell me I'm wrong in a minute. So.
Yeah, well, they can write you. Don't write to me, they can write to you. But you know the effect. I've sang for one person particularly who was almost deaf, and I started singing with overtones, which are really the high tones, and he felt the tones in his eardrums, because that's the beauty of it. When I speak to you, your eardrums are reacting physically. So, and I don't touch you, but in a way, the music touches you. And Bob Marley says, when the beauty of music is, when it touches you, you feel no pain. So that's just a quote in between. But this person who was deaf, and I was singing with the overtones, he was like reacting, and the two of us were walking, and I was singing, and then he began humming back, and we were like two old Indians in a way, like question and answering, and he was communicating because he couldn't talk, but he was communicating via the music, and music became his language. So, and that for me, it was just, I'm always improvising, but the effect of it was beautiful. And I remember a lady in the hospice who was really ill and was having a lot of pain, and I was singing for her, and she got in this trance state, really drifting between the two worlds. She was here, but not already there, and not already here, but somewhere in the middle. And when she came back, when I stopped singing, it took a while for her to come back. And she said to me, okay, it felt like she was already in heaven. But when she come back, her pain was gone. So for me, that was so beautiful to hear that music or sound can take away pain or make it less painful. So that's also a beautiful healing part. And for me, this is also mediumship, because medium being between two things. So I'm a medium, you're the medium, but music is a medium as well. So music is a medium, and music can be used in mediumship, and that's the beauty of it. And if it's combined with the right intention, and what I do, I make myself neutral. It's not about me. I make myself neutral, and it's about the person, about the love, and I ask God, and then it's natural. It just happens natural, and I'm not about what the effect is. I just hear it back from people, and I'm only grateful when I hear that it releases the pain or the anger or the grief or the fear or whatever. So maybe we can do an experiment if people can handle us. So you did a singing, or what was it that we agreed with?
No, I don't think it included me singing. Just very quickly here, there's a lovely comment from the wonderful Adam Berry.
Adam, yeah, my buddy.
He was saying he was inspired to write this some years ago, and this quote, "We need to tune into the frequency of spirit to enhance the sweet music of the soul," unquote. And of course, music touches the soul, and he's loving your discussion.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah, I know Adam from a few years back. Beautiful person.
Well, there can't be that many. You're both far too young to have such history.
Sorry.
Such a
Yeah,
smooth.
and Andrew Jackson Davis, the
Yeah.
American beautiful, gifted person way back in time, he talked about the music of the spheres in his book autobiography, The Magic Staff, and he talks about this music of the spheres. That hearing these sounds, he was on a field and he alone, and he heard these sounds, these musics, and at that point he felt like loving the whole world. In my words, as I say it now. So music of the spheres is it's a nice way of, okay, what is this music of the spheres? And I know people who had a near death experience, for example. I know the stories of not all, but a lot of people who came back from the near death experience brought back the stories as well of hearing music, hearing singing, hearing voices singing, hearing instruments. So there, in a way, there is a music of the spheres there, and that's a great thought. And I don't want to die yet, but I'm looking forward to hear it.
Not in a hurry, but yeah.
Yeah.
But you go back through a lot of the philosophies, some of the great, tried and true and trusted philosophers of spiritualism, and there are so many references to when they are describing the spirit lands in a way that we can understand.
Yeah.
The most poignant part of each and every separate description, but all unified by the same truth, that the music is like nothing you will ever heard. And I just think, yeah, I can imagine that. I can imagine that.
As far as we can grab our mind around it, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, lovely Monique, you are going to treat us to a interactive part of tonight's discussion and take us on a little healing journey. So I hand over totally to you, my darling.
Okay, it's at your own risk, eh?
At my own risk, yes. Anybody does like it, I'll refund the ticket price.
To Larry, not to me, to Larry. I'm not responsible for whatever happens.
Over to you, my darling.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, for me, briefly, I just tune in with the God Force. It's already there, of course, but I just make it more conscious for myself, and I just open myself to whatever happens. I'm always improvising, and I don't know how you are going to perceive it, because it's personal for everybody. It's personal. Some people may hear or some people see things, some people feel, some people get insights. I've heard back that they've had problems and they immediately got insights. You don't have to like it. It's not about liking or disliking. It's just about opening yourself up and let this be an experiment, and just go with the flow, and just enjoy this part of giving this time to yourself to just relax. If it only brings you relaxation, I'm happy already. And yeah, so Larry, if you want to join, you're the second voice.
I think we'll spare.
Okay. We'll practice. Yeah, so I would like everybody who is here to close your eyes, just to sit comfortably for a second. We're just doing just for a short while. Just for an example, what can bring it up. And I will start with just a moment of silence, and then I'll start with toning, I call it. It's not with words, it's just with tones, with sounds. And just feel what happens. That's all, folks.
That was lovely. It put me very much in mind of like a lullaby. I just felt wrapped and warmed and loved.
Yeah. Oh, well, you are loved, Larry. You are loved.
Don't go down.
And so is everybody, and that's the whole thing. Everybody is so much loved by the spirit world, and we are not so much aware of it, how much they love us, and that we are allowed to feel it, to feel this love, and to embrace this love, and to, by that, learning to love ourselves and to appreciate ourselves and to thrive and to let every melody we have inside of us, let every melody just out and sing our own song. That's so important, that we don't sing everybody else's song, but sing our own song. Stay in tune with your heart and stay in tune with yourself and stay in tune with spirit, because they are so close. And when you use music in whatever shape or form, even when you play an instrument or sing or humming, when you hum, even when you hum silently, when you're humming in your mind, it changes your vibration. It's amazing that even if you don't hear it, it changes the vibration within yourself. And it's all about us learning how to stay in this high vibe, in this natural high, which is our birthright. And sometimes we have to work really hard for it to stay in this high vibration of our pure essence, because life draws us down. Everything we see, hear, experience, but that's the illusion part. It's real, of course, because we're living this world, but if we are more aware of our own power, of our own essence, and use our own song, our personal vibration, our uniqueness, because that's what it is. And especially mediums, don't copy paste each other, please. Stay in your unique self, because spirits want you to be unique. Spirits don't want any copycats of everybody else, they need you to be so special, to be so unique, because your uniqueness, your uniqueness is your frequency, and they work with your true essence, your true frequency. So, and that's, for me, that's so beautiful. When I sing or hum, when I'm in my car, when nobody's listening, I sing really loud and work with the overtones as well. And for me, that's like, I relax myself when I sing. When I'm stressed out, I relax myself with singing or humming. And even with my animals, I sing. And the beauty is, there are experiments with plants, that they put music boxes, the big box where the music. Yeah, the speakers. Thank you so much. The speakers. Learning every day a new English word. The speakers. They put plants in front of the speakers, and they played. Christopher Bird, I believe, did this. And if I'm correct, they played different kinds of songs, like hard rock and classic and different kinds. And the thing is, they watched how the plants were reacting. And with hard rock and metal rock, the plants were withdrawn. They grew away from the speaker, and they couldn't handle the vibration. And with classic music, they wanted to grow towards the speaker. But with the music of Ravi Shankar, that's an interesting one. They wanted to grow into the speaker, and Ravi Shankar, he uses these old ancient tones and the pentonic scale, and with his intention and the harmony. Again, we're going back to the word harmony, and the plants react to this music. And so I love his music and that kind of music, just to be in that harmonic state, or get back in that harmonic state. So, but that's interesting that even plants react on music. So can you imagine what music does to us? And when we hear to music, and not only music, but to the words within the lyrics, it can, some music these days are really negative, are really destructive, and especially for the young people. And I find it heartbreaking to see how they change the young people and use the music industry for it. And for me, it's about how can we get the young people into spiritualism, because we were talking about spiritualism, of course, but that's also like, use the right music. There are many great songs with positive words, with positivity, and but also where the youngsters can relate, where they can relate to. So if you wanna bring spiritualism to the next generations, music is a great tool, because music and young people, that they belong together, as we all do, but especially the young people, they have that special need for music, because what they really need is connection, and music connects them together. And the word universe, I mentioned it before. Universe means one verse, one song, and we need this bringing together of people as a society, as a human race, because at this point in time, the earth is going in a strange direction, I must say, with the people which are in it. And if we could use music to bring us together, to feel this connection with each other, and we're all on the same journey here. You can have any opinion, if it's whatever, the pluses and the minus, and it's pretty much a chaos today, but we're all in this together. And music can uplift us, and music can put us there in this understanding that if people dance or sing together, they are together. And that's what we need in this world. And this is, for me also, that is the whole goal for me, for spiritualism, not the division which is going on everywhere. Sadly, also in spiritualism, that there's so much division, and we need true unity. And we need to understand as spiritualists that we need each other. And it's not about the egos. It's not about having a big name. It's about, okay, let's sing this song together. Let's sing one song, and that is, let God be the director in this, and let God, let the intelligence of the spirit world, let us learn to listen, and listen to learn, they say, but listen to the right tunes. And that's, for me, the music of the spheres. Listen to the right tunes, and not our own tunes, and not the destructive ones, I mean, but the uplifting ones. And yeah, for me, that's so important to mention that we need each other in this.
Yeah. The few years have taught us the value of community, because it's not, like many things, it's not until we haven't got it is when we miss it.
Yeah.
Sadly, we are seeing this divisionalism coming in, and as you quite rightly say, not only within our own movement, but further afield through nations and internations and whatever. But there's a little glimmer of hope, because I'm the eternal optimist, and you talk about You're talking about the younger generations, listening to the language that they're using nowadays, and I find it quite heartening because we're hearing expressions like, "Oh, we go to this place because it's got a really good vibe."
Yeah,
to it.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh no, that person there, they felt cold to me, and I'm
yeah,
thinking, this is really interesting.
yeah,
They're using spiritual terminology here in describing their emotional state or others' emotional states,
yeah.
and
It's from the heart.
it's natural.
Yeah,
There's no studying been taken out, and that it's just purely natural. They totally accept it. This expression of "oh no, they're cold to me," and I have to say, "I'm sorry. What does that mean?"
yeah,
And I said, "I just felt cold,"
yeah,
and I thought, "Goodness,
yeah. And they are right. Yeah,
yeah,
when they say it, they are right.
love it, love it."
Yeah, yeah.
Got some feedback here from your beautiful singing. You made Adam Berry all tingly.
Ooh, great.
You need to behave yourself.
Sorry, couldn't help myself.
Lovely, Julie Gaswell, very relaxing. Eva, beautiful Monique.
Oh,
Pam Wilson, exactly like a lullaby. Jen Stevenson, lovely, could feel the vibrations. You know, just through. I say as a society, we do, and a movement especially, we do tend to get a little bit hung up on words. Somebody will say something, a word to describe something, and that one word triggers off 99 different reactions in people.
yeah,
Music doesn't, does it?
yeah. Interesting.
Music only speaks one
Yeah.
truth. That's
Language of the soul, they call it.
yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to sit. I'm gonna have to sit with that and my friends from afar. Joanna Lewis, Mother Earth has her own music that keeps her flowing. Our bodies react to different notes. The world is built on music.
Yeah, we are music. Yeah. Nada Brahma means all is sound. The old ancient language, Nada Brahma, all is sound.
I think we have forgotten so much. There was many theory. Stonehenge, for example, there was a theory, and it did expound when Robert Heinrich, was it? Chariot of the Gods and that era. And they were saying that because the stone used is hundreds of miles away from the actual site. And they couldn't work out how they got those massive monoliths across the countries. And there was this theory put through, you know, people were saying it was sound. They used sound to transport it.
Yeah. There are many stories in history about this. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. And there's much to explore and to experiment with, but it's all at the end about the intention. Because music, like water, it holds the intention. It holds the vibration of the intention. And when the intention is love, unconditional love and healing, that is, you don't even have to sing. But when you speak, your words, your tone, it comes through the same canal. And when it's filled with love, what you told me about the kids who feel, okay, this is good vibe. People feel, even when you say you're okay and when you're not, people hear in your voice how you are doing. And when you hear somebody speaking, you can hear so much in it. You can see and feel so much in a voice only by speaking. But also when I speak to you, and my voice is like harsh, and you can feel it even though I say nice things, but you can feel like, okay, there's something wrong, or it doesn't feel nice or whatever. But when I keep speaking in a loving tone, you're embraced with his love, and that's our power. We have our voice always with us. We carry it around all the time. So people use your voice in a loving way and understand the power of what your voice, also your words, of course, but the tone, and that's the intention. What effect it has on the other person who might be at that moment, especially in a need of something, and we don't have a clue what we can do for other people for the good of it. So use your voice, use your tone, and use your intention. And people feel it. They don't hear it most of the time on a conscious level, but unconsciously they feel if you see them, if you hear them, if you care for them, and it's healing. It's healing. Just speaking to people with a tone of love, it's healing. You don't have to put hands on or whatever, but with your voice you can heal by only speaking and being there.
Very
So,
true.
and that's
Very
for me spiritualism as well. Yeah.
And you hit on a couple of very good salient points there. Number one, the intention. The intent is something often we have to remind people of, and ourselves, what is that intent? Because that intent that you're putting out there is that bond, that contract between you and spirit. This is what we want to achieve. You know, through our demonstration tonight, or through our philosophy tonight, or through our healing tonight, you know, we make that intention, that intent, we put it to spirit, you know, let me be the best healer that I can be at this time, or whatever. But also the tonal qualities. I had, when I worked on the railways, one of the engineering directors used to come to me if there was anything related to anybody's, shall we say, sexuality within the workforce. They would come to me. This is when I'm talking about, you know, somebody was coming out or somebody had just joined and was openly gay, maybe, you know, and they would. When this chap used to walk in my office, if I heard him go, Lawrence, I go, oh God. Okay, what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? And he said something. We were going through this period where everybody was going on these courses about awareness of other people and genders and whatever. And they put all the top managers on it first, and it trickled down through the company. And he came in the office, and first of all, the tone quality was Lawrence. Oh, God, all right, what's the gay issue today, there, John? He said something. He said, "I hear certain phrases being said to you on the shop floor." He said, "How do you feel about that?" And I said, and I gave him the same phrase, and I won't repeat this on air, but I said the same phrase with so and so and so and so. So and so and so.
I believe you're frozen, Larry.
Oh,
there you go. Yeah, you're back. You're back.
I'm back.
Something. Yeah.
That's right. Thank you. Yeah, it was exactly the same phrase, but I put it in two different tones. And I said, "Can you see the difference?" And he went, "Yeah." I said, "You know, we can't keep trying to doctor or ban words, because it's that intent and that tonal quality in which they are used conveys the message."
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice clock.
It's wonderful. Yes.
Yeah. Talking about clocks for a second. Spirit uses sounds as well by giving us a clock sound in our head, or clairaudiently. Yeah? So that's also the way spirit can work, not only with music, with songs, but also with sounds like a clock, and which can remind you or bring you on the story of the clock of a grandfather or something hanging on the wall and hearing it. So, you know, spirit uses not only music, but sound, music. It's combined. It's a combination of the two. So I wanted to add to that. So, yeah.
No, thank you. Lovely Fiona Parry-Dodd, who's a qualified hypnotherapist, and she's saying a hypnotherapist tool is the pitch and tone of the voice.
Yeah.
And same in our mediumship, isn't it? I suppose if we're going to take somebody into a meditation and go, "Right, you lot, we're going to meditate now," or do we do it slightly differently?
Yeah, talking about meditations, some love music in meditation, some prefer the silence, also with sitting in the power. Some are absolutely adore music with it. Some use just the silence, the power of the silence, and also with trance healing or trance. Some love it, some don't. So it's also, of course, personal. So yeah. But experiment with it, I would suggest.
Oh, definitely. I
Yeah.
always encourage us, if we're talking like the meditation state just for this time, I always encourage people, try it with music, try it with visualization, try
Yeah.
having a candle flame in front of you, try things. If it works, great.
That's
If
it.
it doesn't work, that's great as well, because you've
Yeah.
learned something.
Exactly.
Monique,
Yes, my
what a
darling.
wonderful, wonderful night.
Yes. Agree.
Absolute delight. And my darling, you are an inherent teacher. So for you not to teach is like to hear a song
Yeah.
without the music.
Oh, that's a good one. Yes. Yeah. I'm working on it in teaching,
Good.
giving workshops on Zoom and maybe again live. So yeah. Yeah. Thank you
Well,
for inviting me. I really loved it.
and thank you for accepting. Thank you so much. But honestly, your teaching abilities shine through, and you have something valuable to teach.
Oh,
So
thank you.
please.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody who has joined us this evening, whether you're watching us live at this time or watching us in the future on catch up. One of the energies of these nights is to inspire and to help people. And even if you hear things that may challenge what you think, that is inspiration. Because if it challenges what you think and you still hold steadfast to what you originally believed, that's wonderful, because that means you've got a very firm foundation there. So thank you across Europe and the UK who have joined us, and America. Sorry, Joan, I forgot Joan. And we look forward to next week's Lyceum night. As you know, we are being invaded by the Vikings here at Poole tomorrow. We have the wonderful Jack and Lola, that even as we speak, are on a boat from the Hook of Holland to be with us for a couple of weeks tomorrow. So I'm hoping to have Jack, but I haven't clarified his travel plans. But I'm pretty sure next week being the Queen's Jubilee weekend, our Lyceum night will be with Jack after a very busy day of teaching in a workshop and probably a very heavy night's drinking with me the night before. So we don't know what we're going to be talking about, if anything. But I'm sure it'll be wonderful. But again, Monique, on behalf of everybody, thank you so much. And the beautiful thing is, not only can we interact with people here now, it's amazing the number of people who will comment in the future on nights such as these. So it's that getting that inspiration, and that's what we're about. We're here to inspire people to their greatness and their fullness and their joy and their celebration through music.
Yeah, and we are the instruments of spirit. So let's sing together this song of spiritualism together. That is the word, together.
Brilliant. Monique, thank you. And we will say a very good night to everybody who has joined us. Thank you, everybody. If you remember, tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., you can catch up with our service, a divine service. So we have philosophy, healing, evidential mediumship, and prayer. And that has been taken by Ivor Holland, who is joining us from up near Brighton. So that's 11 o'clock live on the church YouTube, Facebook page. And that's it. I'll shut up now. You'll be glad to hear. So it's a very good night from myself. And that's your cue, Monique, to say it in a very good night.
Sorry. Yeah, I thought you were still talking. Yeah. That's not my word. No, I thank you all, and thank you, Larry. And until we meet again, and I'm looking forward to join Poole real life.
You're on. You're on. You are. Consider that a booking.
Okie dokie.